to death, and protect your neck. She ain't on the three boys in the Cadillac, grave digger. Money over on my ass off. Here lies young getting paid for. Never take a loss on my ass off. Only take a when I'm dead. I be gang 3 times on my ass off. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the ass off. Too late, he already dead. Right now I'm on the edge.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. With that, we're off to the Rocky Mountains. Standing by in Denver, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Case Keenum bringing out the Denver Broncos, who are 2-0. 2 close wins, but wins nonetheless. They won by 3 in Week 1 over Seattle, and then a 1-point win against Oakland in Week 2. Case Keenum just 38 yards passing in the first half, but 184 in the second.
And there were concerns about the Broncos quarterbacking spot, and those concerns have been around for the last few seasons. But it looks like Keenum is starting to solidify things because he's so resilient. You just pointed out a tough first half, shakes it off, has a big second half, and leads his team to a late victory over Oakland.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line. On play action, it's Keenum. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide, it doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Working from the gun, Keenum toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And a glance now at the Chiefs' defense.
After all he's been through, I want to talk about Eric Berry, and it was really tough for any NFL fan to see him go down the opener in New England last year. The one thing we know about him, he's resilient. This is a man who's beat cancer to come back and play at an all-pro level. And why? He can cover in the deep zones. He drops down in the box in the run game, and he can blitz the quarterback. You name it, Eric Berry can do it.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Keenum throwing once more. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
As his Chiefs offense comes back onto the field, let's dive a little deeper into their start so far and what we've seen from Patrick Mahomes. You know, one interesting nugget on that win at Pittsburgh, that was something that KC had not done since 1986.
That's pretty impressive. Both of them being in the AFC, they would encounter each other at times on schedule, right? They also encounter each other potentially in the playoffs. Number of opportunities gone for KC. Finally got it done with Patrick Mahomes. So the question has to be asked, though. They had Alex Smith, who was a terrific quarterback, was going to Pro Bowls. How did Kansas City know he would be this good? Did they know, or did they suspect? And they went with their instinct.
So I'm assuming you, like everybody else, think that KC may be a little bit better than we thought preseason?
I think there's no doubt about it. I think Patrick Mahomes allows them to expand their playbook and put the real big play back into effect with his arm to throw it downfield to Tyreek Hill.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now here's Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep, Adam Jones. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 7 yards on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap for Keenum, but he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. First catch there for Thomas. It's a first down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Philip Lindsay, he's really been tough to contain first 2 weeks of the NFL season. Not just being talked about in the city of Denver, but really around the league, Charles.
Yeah, his first 2 NFL games, 104 total yards in the opener, 111 in week 2, both of them wins. That makes him the first undrafted rookie in NFL history to log 2 100-yard games to begin his career. Came from the University of Colorado, so he's very comfortable at altitude.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Here's Royce Freeman, the first carry for the rookie. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First carry for Devontae Booker. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. D. Ford in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Kansas City gets the ball back here in a second, and continuing to kind of analyze the start for Patrick Mahomes this year. 10 touchdowns, and we're told that's the most touchdowns in 2 weeks in the NFL in its history for a guy to start the season.
Yeah, can you believe that? First 2 weeks of the season, 10 touchdowns. I believe only 1 interception, too, right? So he's taking care of the ball quite well. And just think about this. Coming in and taking over a team that many thought they had a pretty darn good quarterback. And he seems to be elevating not just his play, but the team overall. I mean, both of those wins came on the road.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. Oh, A scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. First catch on that one for Kelsey, and it's a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
First down, Mahomes. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
On 3rd down. That's Hunt. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know it's the first half, but it's still hard to curb the enthusiasm for that stop. 3rd and 1, and the offense can't get there. The defensive team has got to feel very good about themselves. Great job out-leveraging the offense.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Keenum now on 1st down. And that's complete to the tight end, Hireman. And he lost the football. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's taken down. A cheap sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And on the ground they go with the running back. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Following the fumble recovery, Keenum. Now he's going to send this one deep right. And got his man complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And that one results in 35 yards. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks, because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 37-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The Broncos on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Keenum. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Brandon McManus, by the way, had the big field goal in Week 2 to lift Denver over Oakland 20-19.
Yeah, on a weekend where it was a struggle for his brethren around the league kicking the football. A lot of teams lost games or couldn't compete because their field goal kickers struggled. Not Brandon McManus, 2 for 2 in the game, including a 39-yarder that won it for them.
He's perfect on the season so far, 4 of 4. After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Here we go now. 3.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. It's complete to Chris Conley. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now it's Hunt. They find some open field here. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Hunt gets it on the draw for Mahomes. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. So the two sides will make the long walk to the other end of the field. 3-0 is our score. Charles and I back to Denver after this. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
On second down, Freeman. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble. Go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he'll go at the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
On first down, Keenum. And it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Well, CD, switching gears for a second, you know, there's been a special teams issue so far in the NFL this season, especially you look at week 2 through Sunday's games. There were 19 missed extra points and field goals combined between all the kickers in the league.
And if you look at Minnesota and Cleveland, that's where the spotlight really focuses, because Minnesota, rookie kicker Daniel Carlson, they spent a 5th-round pick on him, supposed to solve their kicking issues. He missed 3 in Green Bay, including a couple potential game winners. And Cleveland with Zane Gonzalez, I believe he left 11 points on the board, or I should say off the board, with missed extra points and field goals in their loss to New Orleans.
So maybe some kickers that aren't seeing time now aren't even on a team that might be popping up on rosters soon. Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. And they'll run it here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Broncos on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Keenum. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Here's Marquette King now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 16. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And down he'll go at the 25. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Jones. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And the focus of our players' spotlight right now is shining on Case Keenum. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Off play action. Keenum. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 20 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. From the 50, it's Keenum. Incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Broncos on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is third down and 12. From the gun, here's Keenum. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. D. Ford in there to get him his second sack now in the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Denver. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now we see Sammy Watkins getting ready to go again on offense. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I'd say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts. One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Chiefs on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Mahomes now on first down. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Mahomes going to throw. Caught here by Conley. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football. But you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Here's Hunt. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
Ware takes the give from Mahomes. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
The Chiefs on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he checks this one down to Williams. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And the kick by Butker is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. Able to slither by. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. Back to Denver right after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, taking a glance across the NFL through 2 weeks of the season, you've got quite a few teams that are winless, which obviously makes sense 2 weeks in, but the John Gruden era not off to the best start. They're at 0-2, Charles.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, Brandon. I mean, the Raiders, I believe this is the 15th time in franchise history they started 0-2. None of the previous 14 times have they started 0-2 and made the playoffs. So the John Gruden era, not off to the start they're looking for, but I do think they're going to improve during the year. I wouldn't rule them out just yet. They might make a little bit of history with their franchise. I think the Steelers and the Browns at 0-1-1, it's an odd record. But the Browns actually feel halfway decent about it if they can fix their kicking. The Steelers, utterly disappointed they're 0-1-1.
Yeah, but the Browns, you're right, they could very easily be 2-0 right now. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Blue 45.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. It goes as a gain of 8. It moves the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Pushing through tacklers at the 30. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes a timeout, and now we're set to get going. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now here's Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now it's Mahomes again. And this is caught by Watkins. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins, for the Kansas City first. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And Butker able to put this one through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. Now the drive ends at just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the...
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll begin the drive with Hunt, and he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They run again with Hunt. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. DeMarcus Walker there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here's Mahomes to throw. That one complete to Hill. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on for the 5th time here today. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this one is incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Keenum over the middle, and it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Fighting to stay up, and they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Returnable for Thomas. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26.
390.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Green, 90.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. He's got his man on the crossing route. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Quick slant there, gets him the first down, 6 yards on the play.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there, keeps the sticks moving.
This is Hunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Adam Gotsis, the big Aussie, in on the tackle.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you get success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. The Chiefs on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Green, 90.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He goes full extension, and he's got it. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Well, that kind of catch is supposed to pay off with at least a first down, isn't it?
Instead, he'll just add it to his highlight reel, but they don't pick up the first.
Yeah, he gets the yardage, he gets the catch, but now they have a decision to make.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And the kick by Butker is good. And that'll push the lead to 11-3. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Coming out now, the Broncos. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
On first down, Keenum, room to run past midfield. Wide open receiver complete. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. Working from the gun, Keenum. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Keenum now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On play action, it's Keenum. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Keenum again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. Play action. It's Keenum. Looking long for Thomas. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Kansas City defense, tough to throw on there. And now it's 4th down. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
And McManus able to put it through, and they will get the deficit down to 5. It's 11-6. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run it here with Hunt. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That goes for a Chiefs 1st down, 14 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Mahomes now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. It's Hunt. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 35-yard line.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 10 more there and another 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Right
back to him on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. But for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Now Mahomes to the right side. It's Kelsey. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And Butker able to put this one through. And that'll make this an 8-point game at 14-6. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives have bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the focus of our players' spotlight right now is shining on Case Keenum. And boy, Charles, they have to find a way to just get him some time to breathe back there. He's been pressured throughout this game.
And I'll bet in his mind he's thinking the focus shouldn't be on how many times I've gone down. It's where is it happening? Where are the breakdowns up front? He'll never say it publicly because good leaders don't do that. But they've got to figure out what's happening in the offensive line to keep people away from him so he actually has a chance to throw the football, because so far that has not been the case.
5 full sacks against him. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, which screams one. Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything, because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Lindsey, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now Keenum on the crossing route. He hits Demaryius Thomas. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play his own defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Keenum. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Reggie Ragland in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Keenum. And an alley to run. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bifemo Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll run again with Hunt. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. The Chiefs on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is third down and 12. Mahomes going to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
And that was just situational football 101 right there. Excellent decision to throw that one away. You know he would have loved to have converted right there to keep the pressure on and build on this lead. But the best play, avoid the sack, taking care of the football.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. So the Broncos coming out now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Keenum. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started. Nice gain. Got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
On first down, it's Keenum. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunky yardage picked up there.
Keenum on first down. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Keenum to throw again. Sheds off the tackle. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. go play action here on first down. And that's complete to the tight end, Hireman. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Alan Bailey in on the stop.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Deshaun Hamilton from 17 yards out. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Out of the gun, Keenum. And his throw here is incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And out come the Chiefs now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
And there's another sack for Bradley Chubb, and that's exactly why they drafted him. But don't discount his ability to play the run. This is a big, strong young man who understands offensive schemes, how they try to block, and he'll stand stout against the running game as well as continuing to get after the passer.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 11.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And some room to work. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. They'll run. This is Hunt. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here we go now. Green, 90. Green, 90.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Throw left side complete. It's Ellis. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here we go now. Green.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Dustin Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in a game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. It was Orlando Scandrick the one that time to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Working from the gun, Keenum. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Shotgun snap for Keenum. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. This is taken at the 15. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They run with Hunt, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that is incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Denver getting set to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
On first down, Keenum. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people will call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing on first down is Keenum. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been
second down.
Discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. To throw is Keenum. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing again is Keenum. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be fourth down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And now here comes Kansas City. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Mahomes now on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun. Missed an opportunity.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
There we go. Green, 39.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And it's third down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides. So I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play. And the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is up to 5. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
to try again after the pick six. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Mahomes now on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 45.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, we talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line.
Here we go. Green 90. Green 90.
Now it's Mahomes again. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And again, it's Mahomes. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
Everyone gears up for third down, talks about the importance of it. But fourth down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on fourth down.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he stopped immediately there. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. And they'll run it here. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Denver. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Out comes Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. I would imagine you want to win every game big, but if you're a quarterback in the NFL, this is the spot that you love.
You've been dreaming of it since you were a kid, playing in the backyard or the front yard, wherever, where you went through those imaginary situations. Now it's real, though. What practice have you put in since the OTAs and mini camps, preseason camp, sequence of plays, get the ball to the outside, get it out of bounds, save your timeouts, move the ball downfield to get your team in a position to win the game.
And a field goal, of course, no good. They need a score.
Here we go now.
Back to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. He's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here we go. Green, 90.
He's back to throw. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Now a desperation. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Let's go.
To his knee goes Keenum, and that should be the ball game. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.